The 4-player stack on A.
It's G2 who are the ones who put up the big results. Now they're going to be tested once more in some way or form, running forwards and past aspas. Vulnerable up just from the snake bite, and it's cut up the sight. Right through the middle, JonahP just seeking to take away names and filling up the feed entirely with his name.
One enemy remaining.
Leave line in the end. But I think he showcased that his calling is plenty good enough. May end up being the wrong call, though, because it looks like Lev are about to explode from hookah.
As soon as the wall goes down, it's going to give them the indicator. Just send it all the way forwards. Will be an easy plant.
And to be honest with you, this should be an easy round. Be on bind, very difficult. It's all about this hookah fight.
Oh, and a crossfire setup. Slightest of off angles, enough to really just spell, dissuade any other attempt here by G2. Of course, the weaker weaponry, they are going to want to send it. But at this point, just playing retakes into the B side.
Exits over towards B long. He does have a little bit of time.
Might be able to catch some players over towards the B long angle, but yeah, final go of things here for the G2 players.
Yeah, to be honest, that's almost worse of both worlds. You don't get an opportunity really to send it on the retake and do damage.
Oh, guns to be claimed.
All right, there's
plenty of them.
Goes back into more of a standard setup.
Does he over the top? Trailblazer forwards. They've already taken lamp control with a mosh pit. Aspas. He's eager now to draw some blood. There's one player left to stand his ground. It's valyn, the IGL.
That's so good. He's playing anti-flash inside their own smoke.
Backbone of this team, and they've waded right into the nest that is Leaf. Already set up towards the hookah angle. Tex. He's got the spike in his back pocket, but a position recognized there to seek and point them towards it, and G2 feel it from valyn's positioning there, just backing away to double face.
And it's on Lev to prove that wrong.
Again, valyn, well, had to hold his own there, alone in through the lamps angle. Guardian, make sure work through the wall, so I see. He's looking to lock down showers as well. If he holds on to control of this one while the plant goes down now for Lev, any sort of denial, the nade rebounds. I mean, that is wild. Unfortunate as well to a degree. Maybe not enough to actually even prevent the plan, but still going for the stray shot, hearing and knowing, expecting aspas onto that spot. JonahP is alone here, waiting for the thrash now to see if he can take the fight forwards into lamps. Connection, detainment needs to be covered and defended. kiNgg does his job, but does it well. Icy just trying to aim towards the back. These players looking away from him, and a call is made by Lev. They want to refight this one. Straight into lamps, doubled up now. And what is the call here with Leaf? Already just picking them apart from behind, but one player to stand. It's Trent. And time is against them. With the molly
thrashing from sand. It's the most common position for the Gecko ult.
And he's going to be alone when he's doing it still. He's just holding it with the rifle in play. Tex, he just bats them away. Eventually traded, but seriously, the damage is done. Seekers have to be offloaded here just to try and clear out a path into the side. Aspas with a lovely movement, but just can't quite land those shots towards it still. Impeccable with the flash into the back. Trent! That's monstrous from him. Just exits out of it and even expects where kiNgg is going to be lurking his way back into the fight. And the fray, but the movement does him justice. With kiNgg surviving, it brings it into the 50 seconds mark when, you know, kiNgg got it down into this 1v1 now. And the more the time just gets bled off the clock. Nerves settling into the back of Icy's mind.
But Icy's got such great utility for this as well. When kiNgg goes for plant, Icy can try to nade. The time is weak. He's got Boombot to allow himself to get back in as well.
Yeah, but I don't think Icy knows he's planting there. He's holding, spotted. kiNgg, look at the draw with surviving now on a slight jump spot. Still the Boombot in his hands. Util spotting him now. Flying forwards and careening, but the rifles are going to have to do the job with the Satchel to set it up. Ice goes the way through, eventually broken. It was vulnerable in the process. Now aspas does have a showstopper available in his back pocket. Now going to be choosing to send it. Eventually plucked out of the sky, but he does go 1-for-1 with the mosh pit following through. There's no attempt of a flood. He's shut down in a moment with the orbital strike. Backing away. Icy, this fuse running out, running dry. Has to send it. Flying towards the back wall, but it's just making a bit of a racket. Not touch. More beyond it. Okay, the rifle still. valyn creeping his way forwards into the 1v1, but he doesn't expect it. Clearing a little bit, maybe a miss. I'm not sure, but it will clear the corner.
That's the lineup that they go for.
Nade as well. Aspas straight in there. I mean, this guy's like a rocket. Sending himself flying over the strike. It's going to be used to try and push them back, and at least Mazino does actually go down to it somehow. Pit, though, has to be dropped here by kiNgg. choking out this potential play here, but with Com on the lurk as well. Always be flanking, rolling back the years. Trying to put a dagger in the back of these players. Now the pit's going to be cutting off that sightline and angle.
And they've actually gone all the way through elbow, so Com's flank is just going to reconnect with kiNgg, and they'll shake hands in the pit and reunite to play postman together.
Wondering where these players are going to be, but surely options limited. You got to know that they've contacted through with a dizzy and a flash. So all combined, a double flash play. They know where the last is. valyn can overcome.
They should be able to get 4 players there in time.
Pop flash to clear through. Orb still up though. Thrash is going to be used. It's going to slow them all the way down. Entertainment onto the 2 targets here. In through the choke point. Not overextending themselves. G2, make sure they play with a little bit more discipline here because they are aware, at least of the fact aspas still holding on to the showstopper. Trailblazer use to clear through.
Any pivot through the teleporter is going to be cleaned up by Leaf, potentially. But Lev are getting back over towards B.
They're pinging B long.
Yeah, because they're worried that people could be pushed. You know, they're clearing positions where defenders could be tucked.
And aspas not able to remove the last one as well. Just hears it just moving past, and that is a pretty massive play, and it's caused the rotation. Look at that, JonahP makes his way over towards B.
It's not bad aim, by the way. Those are invisible if they are attacking your teammate.
Yeah, it just looks like he's smurfing, but not the case. However, luck of the draw for G2, they might have just found themselves, at least with 2 players onto the right side. So making its way forwards with only 12 seconds left. Pop flash through and around. Time is working against them again. aspas, it's initiating factor. This guy is now finally being shut down. And with barely any time left available, Com just can't get it done. There's no easy fight for him to take. So G2 realize that they don't actually have prior showers control, but it looks like they want to send the Trailblazer forwards right from behind as well. Rockets for a rocket exchange of that firepower. But it's Icy who's the one who does come up with the kill. Maybe a little bit more. These flashes in play. kiNgg, they know he's there. The dizzy already isolated that position, just firing off that stray shot. Mazino! Mazino! What is that? From the brink. A chance to salvage the round. He's got here in Icy's position. He's got the orbital strike. If that is even on the cards. Pass for the TP. Double play here. Lev seeking to crunch. And with G2 playing this far back, I mean, they actually do get that opening kill as well with kiNgg dropped. Plant down. Into the post we go. Maybe now the call to get that clear. Late going. Wingman will start to defuse, at least with the process, and the dizzy in play, in process. Tech's already getting this. How about a defuse? Looking to break this one. Wingman finally dealt with. But Lev winning out this fight, potentially not quite. Com. It's going to be the last one left in a 1v3. Now, there has been a decent amount of damage, but it comes out of hitting it. It's a little bit precarious and tenuous. Still, time has been bought for him. All that work done. Off on the round and a bound. That is absurd. A shot to the brain of valyn. Only the wall saving him, but he doesn't land it. And still panic. Now beginning to settle. Has he bought enough? I don't think he's got time. So damn narrow.
Game plan from G2, and Lev not able to be in a position to disrupt, but kiNgg still somehow finds the opener.
Okay, with
and they're going to pop through the teleport here.
They're trying to refight this one. Yeah, the call's being made now. Putting the squeeze onto these G2 players. Plan for valyn. Stuck and committed. Gets them into the post at least with the dizzy to try and refight this one. It did connect onto him. Having to dodge this one with a snake bite. Drop down at their feet. No more advancing out through the elbow angle, but they do have to be worried about these hookah players still. Lev calling for a pause, waiting for the util, and with the smokes drop down, now sends out the thrash. That's a detainment. In through the back again. It's all about just denial and delaying all this time. G2 just trying to find these advantages, whatever they can get. Lev struggling to get themselves forwards here with Wingman flying. Finally, the time is now, but broken in the moment. 1v2 for valyn. Sticking all the way with Com. And Lev have called the right stack. Snake bite. Just battering off the shoulder here. aspas avoiding the dizzy. Satchel's in and through. Wingman needs to be denied and broken, but it's being held. It's guarded for now. Into the post plan we go. Nade. Like I said, a little bit late and delayed, but now doubled up. Lev looking to try and take some fights together. It's going to have to be that firepower that bails you out of this spot. Molly rebounding. Orb to be propped up and placed up. Snake bite. Forced them way out into the open for kiNgg. An easy collection of 2. A tap onto it. Molly over the top. Don't think that's going to be rebounding. Time's going to be bought as well. G2 should be able to just play to this one now as well. Just not really facing too much. The Molly surely doing the work of a mosh pit. Send flying up and over 2v2. Beautiful with a crosshair placement again. It's that time against him. As the ring just descends onto that spike. aspas realizes it. The time is up.
To crunch.
This off angle by Aspas could just rip someone's head straight off. Almost preordained in that position. You just expect him to get those.
A bit too slow, though, from the reactions of those B players. They're only now just starting to come through the teleport.
They're behind them.
Full sight.
Yeah, full sight. Even being called to flip it around the back. Snakebite is good. Pushing them back and away. How is kiNgg still hitting that one? Surely not okay. Finally dealt with. Taken out 3v3 in the process. This isn't a weapon online for Tex.
This is not comfortable for G2. They don't control spawn. They don't control short. They're getting pinched on from all three positions. It's so claustrophobic.
And that is why you're seeing the ults being offloaded now. Orbital strike has to be used. Mazino, he's creeping and crawling back, just trying to link up with him and Tex. Forward's taking that fight, just trying to offset it. Not with a movement though, and still down to a 1v2. Mosh pit! Trailblazer needs to be broken though. Attempt to defend it. Rocket forwards, they expect it. But the dog being broken just highlights the position of Aspas as well as they had the wall hacks, and they can't hold on to Octagon. No control of it. Here with a sight gained and garnered. Plan down for valyn. Easily done. There will be no pushback.
No, and in the meantime, Trent's Thrash came all the way through Hookah. It's just that classic play that G2 went for the last time they had Trent's ult online.
She's still gunning for you.
They're just running strats out of their strat book, and Lev not in a position to try to disrupt that, despite being aware of the ults that were online. G2 looking to mop up. They do pressure the pit very
vulnerable in that spot. If they get squeezed and lose showers control, Flash is good with the connection, but he topples almost as immediately as you go. kiNgg now just trying to play inside and dominate the positions. JonahP flick at the wrist and snap straight to the dome. Orbital strike forced out nice and early, but that won't stop the plan from going down. And Aspas even the commit. Oh! What? Leaping boundless straight past it.
How is Leaf still alive?
How the hell is that a -8? Another pit of their own. Drop down Moshpit. Leaf trying to leap out and away. Lev have cleaned this one up almost entirely now.
It's flipping around, but look at JonahP coming around behind showers. There is no way that Tex is thinking about this, but they haven't broken the wingman.
Not at all.
Broken the wingman.
And it's still diffusing. Broken in the final moments. JonahP on 23 health, but he needs to play out in the open. And he's not doing it.
Using wingman to clear out any potential lurk.
Going for a double fight here. Maybe even potentially the bait and switch. Satchel across by Icy, immediately punished, and more so than that, it's a sand crunch right from behind. Colliding and crashing right into them. GT will seek to at least maybe carve out a path into the round, but with the spike drop down, very limited in terms of the options. We'll try and force these fights and force them well. Flash deep into it, into the back of the side. Leave! How are you managing that? Stay by still, bit of vulnerability there. He's burning. And for the toes. Repositions, doubled up, damage done. Could be anyone's game still with the spike even dropped down in his position. Util in your hands, what are you playing at? Leave into that 1v1. Wingman broken, 14 seconds. Got to get a move on, but he does not know where Tex is. 11 left. Knives out now, getting a full run and sprint forwards and back towards the site. Safety.
I think he's got to know that the play is long by now. Otherwise, Tex would have been shooting him in the back.
Surely would have punished him. And Tex is weak enough himself. Have G2 really done enough to carve out a spot for success in this? They're really going to be seeking to take a fight here. Players could be watching, but no, their backs open to it! Punishment! And Trent, I mean, he was just locked into the animation.
Couldn't be better, though. The read, it's excellent. Even though G2 were modifying what they were doing with that Thrash, still found the perfect timing. Is there any chance for Icy and Leaf to turn this one around? Leaf's making a lurk play happen over towards A right now.
But look at kiNgg.
I mean, kiNgg is playing so passively because he's lost info about Leaf. If Icy dies, though, the round is chalked.
It's inevitable at this point, isn't it? Looks like it. They hear the footsteps.
Yeah, this is just giving the perfect timing for these Lev players. Knife out reflank is going to be like, what, 5 seconds later than Icy to short?
Lev are going to be far enough away, though, that it should get into the post plant. Pit down as well. Definite chances here for G2. It's all about how they play it in the moment. All eyes on these flanking players. 3 grouped up from Lev. kiNgg from the back is trying to seek for some noise and the timing. An off-angle fight by Icy. Not favored. Leaf is low enough here and he just can't quite
Sky utility disguising this push down short.
Walk up though. Lev are going to be hearing it. Dropping down. Icy. He's got the awareness at least that they could have lurked and crept themselves deep.
They dodged the
into
boom
it.
bot.
They dodged it. And now it's all about these timings to be taken to the expected damage. Through the box and done to valyn, eventually dropping him, finding that one. Nade rebounds, but a little bit too late, does not deny it. And that's overwhelming. Brute force is the play. JonahP is alone here, not expecting and anticipating that one for Mazino. Right from behind. Lev up to 13 now, unless Leaf can just pull off a miracle once more, but it just looks to be hunting for it. Leaf actually isolated onto the left-hand side.
And
really
surely
have an exit strategy.
This calls the reaction from G2 down short, right? And now Lev, can they deny plan?
Get up the gut, Boombot leading it forward. Does a nade! Even better! I mean, it only seeks to deny the plan, but it catches the player instead.
Molly as well. I mean, Lev, the adaptations, their protocols, they're just working so much better than they were at the start.
Surely this is it, with the flash and a peek, no way! G2, what a recovery! Managing to at least find a foothold into the round. Ridiculous stuff come from the side, must spin round and wide. Position, but there will be no signs of a punish, and okay, Icy is just removed from the fight. As quickly as that, JonahP has to see if he can stall and delay this one out with a stray snake bite, but be thinking it maybe favors the Lev players. Still gonna slow it down. Dart rebound, shock darts as well to delay. Trying to pull rotations potentially into Mazino, who's just locked himself down into mid. There is no attempt at the plan just yet.
He's waiting for the mid lurk. He knows that there's going to be one, and he's found it. Great awareness from Lev before the plan.
JonahP might be able to sneak himself into another one. Slight spot, and no one is wise to it. Combining it together, him and Trent. Really just JonahP.
30 seconds left.
Mazino, how do you know where this guy was playing now? It's just out in the open. Seeking a fair fight, but he will not be given it. G2 too good with the discipline. On the ground for now, but with the cage up to try and cut up the sight line again. They're going to be sending it forwards at least with that drone broken. Knife against the back. That's going to be taken down the setup, but not before the cages are sent up and flying. Dart revealing, but weaving in and out. Valyn. Definitive chances for him to do the most and Leaf. This guy, I mean, he's just an actual imposter in the midst of them. But as the war fades away, so do some of the chances, maybe, for Leviatán. kiNgg gonna try and bail them out. Carve out a path for success. Trent is left alone in a 1v2. A flood attempt from this team brings it down to this. Only advantage Trent has, which is Spike being down, but he's missed the timing. There's a chance there for the shot, wide and out! Catching the contact of a multitude of players. Nobody clears this corner. Barrel sticks out, but takes with the response. Does equalize it. Now the door opens wide. Smokes at the feet. Snake bite. Vulnerable up, but not enough really here for Tex to get anything going. Aspas still with the knives. Thompson over. Hunter's Fury. Shouldn't like fish in a barrel. Whacking your head though with the updraft. Aspas with the movement. Can't quite avoid it. 2v3. kiNgg looked his way deep into the backline with the damage done. Set up prior. Doesn't know where to expect that secondary player. And Leaf shutting it down and bringing it to the 2v1. We'll play this one together. You can see that discipline, but shot through the wall. Leaf falling low. Com wondering which position to play from, not knowing where Icy could be. As a dart, no theft. Advantage surely the G2 here, at least with the players, but it might just be a bit of those heroics. Shot dart close, backing away. Just needs the one kill to set things into motion. Haven't pushed them back and away, but he is.
And so, I think that's why they've
done the flash setup. Real proactivity.
Oh, that's amazing.
And a delayed dart. I'm going to light them all up. Icy set up for a quick two-piece. And Trent, I mean, he's offloaded the Hunter's Fury to support, but it wasn't even necessary. Trent's in a different direction. Tex getting a run on and a move on, seeking to punish Trent. Locked away into the drone, but now he's the one who might just be punished. Doors opened up as well. Too many angles, too many sight lines. Knows that one's a clone, but how does he manage that? He just can't. It's traded.
These defense rounds are being played pretty much perfectly by G2. Icy there to back up Trent as well. And Lev, they've found a gap into the B site, but they're in a 2v4. Forced to take a fight before the plank goes down, really. And this is where the discipline of G2 is just excellent. Valyn's not really taking an aggressive position. He's on an angle where he's massively favored, and then Icy, Leaf doubled up. And they've spotted the aggression from Lev. Now Lev are forced to go for the plant and just play the 2v4. How do kiNgg and Mazino work this?
Valyn way ahead of the pack, but you're right, how do they work this particular spot?
Icy going into ult here does give them opportunities to gather info, but it does mean that that double up, Valyn has to go and fight with Leaf now so that there's the buddy system intact.
Lost the one, Cosmic Divide. Split up the site, forcing a play now out of these players. No one to really disrupt this one. Who is going to be holding the wall? Mazino catches the first, catches the second, right through the wall. kiNgg! It's beautiful. Magnificent work from them. JonahP blooms and blossoms the orb. A tap as well. Just wondering where Mazino's position could be played. And out in the open. It's almost too readable here for Lev. Shot that close, just in case. The trips are still up here. Nepal and a snake bite. Combined might. Can't get past the choke point here, but lit up gives them an opportunity. Trent take it out with a wall bang. Still playing a bit of patience for G2. Slow this one down here. Give them access to the site. Still open fight as well to be taken on these sightlines, but it's only Com who's left alive. We'll try and get this plan down as well, but a back stick it
for Santa's Fury.
Well, Knife's back online, and that's going to signal a chance to really move forwards. Knife is actually dodged here. Leaf setup. Still alive and kicking. Throwing through the choke. Double flash is being utilized here by Mazino, just underhanded in their approach. Valyn, though, is cut it up. Still this war they've got to deal with. They don't really know how far these players have actually committed, but impeccable work. Leaf with a crosshair placement. Drops up and props up that cage, but still Aspas claims it's one of the kills. 4v4 now, Pit. Dropped down by kiNgg. In through the back lines, and Valyn, a necessary agent there. He's trying to sow some chaos, but he's not able to get it done. Clone ignored. Decay's still there. kiNgg gives up the pit because they know exactly where Icy is. Spammed away, bullet time down. Cage goes up there, just not making any noise. They're creeping up behind them. And plenty of targets. It's a rich environment, but can they drop them? Only the one.
It's the spike, though, that's been dropped in tunnel.
What a critical misplay. kiNgg with the timing, taking it past it. No one was covering that drone. The reclear from Trent. Spam into the box. Lev have got that firepower. They could manage to carve out a path, but it all comes down to this. These fights right here. Leaf. Tip-tap just dancing around the pillar. Valyn getting caught and chewed up there by the trip. So now it is a chaotic beginning. Potentially end to this entire round.
Not a great play by Tex there, swinging on his own, allowing JonahP to pick up a free one. Another swing alone into two players, like you're saying, from G2. Need more coordination from Lev in those kind of spots. And now it's all down to kiNgg trying to make a miracle happen again.
I mean, there's just no time with the position that they've got. Have to pull off the impossible.
10 seconds left.
Only a few seconds left at this point. Yeah, will fall going up. Trent, there's the punish. No horse lurk in action here. The players are working their way in, though, using the cages, but it does not block the bullets. And still JonahP not being cleared out. Dividing up the site, just splitting it up. Uptrap, play by Aspas matters into his own hands. It's going to take more of that, I think, if they're going to stand a chance here in this particular round. Drone through and abound. Getting that tag, Aspas. He's hoping for a fair fight, at least potentially an easier one. Shock darts. Narrowly avoiding death and defeat there by Com, and now going to be sticking that plant. G2 will try and take these fights together. Valyn, flank attempts occurring. Icy from behind. Everything falling apart. Around here the first half. Util already flying forwards. Going to be delaying them. Aspas the only one who can really get into the sight. And the barrel just sticked out enough for them to collect JonahP. Still revealed though, underhanded flash. No one really going to be revealed out into the open. Everybody playing anti towards it. Dart into the back clears it, and Aspas is eager to take some of that space. Map control for them. Hunter's Fury here. Popped off in time. Mazino, he will survive, but a moment and a distraction is necessary. The Tex will just be causing all sorts of issues. And still not aware of it. Aspas, a deep pushed up position from all of that. Prior Util onto the side. Tay cannot win the fight. Tap goes the rifles, but evation. Spotting just the heads there. I think Icy maybe even just gate crash back into the action, and they can't escape from it. Trent bites back, classic in hand.
Not turning to try to deal with that. Not expecting the G2 would go for such a quick re-clear. 3v5. Looking horrible for Lev. This map,
around, man.
I mean, it's going to take something to pull this one back.
Really is. Maybe Mazino could be the man to step up towards it, but just jumping around is too much to overcome. Swarmed!
Tried to drive things into A.
Getting a tag as well. Com going to be backing away from that angle. Do they spot the player towards the back? It's a pull. Oh, Icy in danger. Certainly so, more so. G2, they just can't quite really handle these kills. Leaf even a bit tenuous there into the mid-angle. They are dropping like flies. JonahP, how have you managed to have a couple of rifles and bullets players here through the wall? Might get lucky and claim a kill. No, instead it's kiNgg who falls. Aspas forced to back away from this one. He can't take a fight close and personal, not with that outlaw into his hands. Flash is dodged by Mazino, but Icy too quick with it.
G2 are going to get a nice post plant here. The Lev players not in position to go for any kind of fast retake and actually getting locked out by some of the Astra util as well. Not sure whether... No, valyn does not have any stars on recall, so he's not going to have that pull on the spike, but I don't think they'll need it. Maybe if Tex can root valyn out of this spot, and in fact he does. So the game is on.
Yeah, the game is on. Like you said, not going to have any of that post-plant pull util. G2, a couple of players need to find their shots.
Is going to be between the two teams. Great lead here, just because that ult orb hasn't been taken onto the premium target.
They can hear it. Footsteps, at least. Aspas knows that something's up. Door opened up. Go now straight through. kiNgg is locked in this position here. Bit of a one and done now, and the approach comes down into the double door angle. How does Trent go down to the util? Still, Mazino is ducking and dodging it. kiNgg! This proactivity means that Lev can heavy stack, but they've got to get the players to get a move on. Dimensional drift up. Going to be spotting out Aspas, in fact, with a body block damage. Done. It's the assist, setting up Aspas! Oh, this guy will not be removed. I see. Just something to say about it, though. Get themselves onto the site to pit down into the post.
This pit
chances here.
This pit is difficult to play around as the post planter because you just get surrounded. Aspas on top. Turret mode.
Yeah, they weren't expecting that one. I think Aspas updrafted just behind the Cosmic Divide. Obfuscated it. Any intent that he was going to be playing perched up. Now it leaves it to JonahP. He's got the pit to maneuver around. Finds the first, finds a second. 5 HP. Molly, straight to the sky. Now retreats to a more defensible position. Spamming away. Aspas. Options running out.
Time.
JonahP, this is a masterclass from him, and yep, time has run out.
Outrageous from JonahP.
Could not hunt him out of the pit, could not stiff him out. Big knife again here, but this is a turning point for G2. Lev have managed to put an operator in Aspas's hands.
Leaf's position here is really nice as well.
I mean, that's a spam from tunnel. Straight down when they see the orb popped up. Mazino lying inside of it. He's got to be worried. No contestation, though, from G2. Not for now. Not that I've lost this player.
If kiNgg goes for information, or Tex goes for information.
Have a repeat and punish. Aspas, quick. We're not quick enough to escape. The ire of G2, somehow this advantage situation turns to a 3 versus 3.
I don't think kiNgg is making footstep noises here as he leaves the pit. So Leaf doesn't know he has a timing. But as soon as the pit drops, he's going to start thinking about it. Should they head back to A here? Leaf's going to be giving them these kind of comms. But G2 are playing very spread right now. And kiNgg's positioning is pretty difficult to get a read on. Could get timinged if Leaf was playing aggro, but he's not. He's just holding his position over towards A main.
For a repeat, potentially.
And the re-clear towards elbow.
Okay. 30 seconds.
30 seconds
G2.
left.
Which direction? kiNgg spotted. Sees 2. Going for the re-fight. Drop down. Sat down towards the spectator seat. Almost the entirety for them. And guess what? They're going to be exiting them soon enough.
I know exactly.
Just G2 on the precipice here of taking this map. Make it nice and even, 1-1 here in this best of 5 lower finals. And there it is.
Crew. That doesn't really work against what Lev are bringing in here. They have shock mollies, and they're going to go for a B split on a pistol.
The preparation has run deep so far. Why would it stop now for Lev? Looking to overwhelm this position, but it's all being called and collected. Corralling up these players. JonahP delivers at least 2. Worried about his back, but his teammate has it. Icy with a dizzy and a repeat. I know where Mazino is.
You did good.
Seeking to put them down here. A lot of isolated fights being taken. It's Con winning 1 versus Icy, but Trent catches the rotation. And with that, essentially the round should be over. Still, anything could happen on the pistol. Upgrade acquired.
And there's still a minute left here, Brent. So there are actually chances for Com to try to isolate some picks. They've completely lost information.
They don't know where
he's playing. No, they have no idea. So that does give him chances to hit a timing. And that kind of variance is always going to favor the player that's down in terms of numbers.
Slow and steady now.
And again, all of this utility is kind of meaningless in situations like this because you don't want to give away exactly where you are.
Exactly.
On both sides.
30 seconds left.
Trent is positioning. Oh, it's a game of timings. I think it's been won out, by Trent. They know Leaf's been doing this one. This was their bonus round strat last time. Exact same playbook. High tide whips its way across there, cutting away the available positions of these Lev players. How does Leaf choose to play this one? I mean, doesn't exactly have long-range weaponry. but still Com will fall. This is some trying to find it. Did they spot that one? Oh my God, Leaf will not be able to escape.
So 1 for 1, and now I think Lev should have a great understanding of how many G2 players there are around here. I mean, they've got to know that this was a very heavy stack, but they don't really have info on the rest of the map. valyn's in a very committed position here, looking to try to win the round out himself.
And no one's there to play off him. That is nice by Tex. Wasn't really holding the crosshair placement for it. Still adjusts in time. 2 players towards the back of the site. I think this would cause a bit of a pause for Lev, but I actually want to commit the ult instead and just try and clean up these players. Make it nice and easy now. Still 2 left. Trent finally stunned up, holding his ground, finally falling.
And they know that the final player was behind. JonahP broke the turret, so they'll be super aware of this kind of stuff.
Making a bit of noise so that everything's cleared. G2 going to be fully off the sights here. Not sure what they've got up their sleeves to see if they can delay and deny this plant. Mazino inside the cove really does hide where the spike is going to be planted.
He also didn't take any damage somehow, not quite sure.
And kiNgg wants to fight forwards. I mean, Leaf rips it away. What a shot to the brain. Mazino, he's there right when it matters, but eventually dropped anyway. Still got 2 players. Still player disadvantage. Here for Leviatán, going to be playing now. Forcing out his ultimate with Aspas falling. He saw down a Tex. Up onto the high ground. Icy, already spotted. He's got to know to
open up for a massive player advantage. This is only a 3v2 for Lev.
Yeah.
On site right now.
Exactly. It comes down to seeing if the shots can get hit and nailed. Com there, still holding for the walk. Mazino just goes down to it. Don't know where he is with a spike drop down as well. What a critical mistake now here. The G2 players see if they can hold their ground. Reckoning. This will supplant them. Supplement at least for them to try and get the fight going. Forwards, not expecting that Com could be onto that angle already. 12 seconds. They're barreling over them. Has to be brute force, valyn. A nasty transfer.
Spike planted.
Lease of life. Gathered. Deep push as well onto the flank. So Leaf, if he gets one and gets out, maybe could be looking quite ideal. Still, Cove propped up, along with the wall. Going to be escaping and evacuating, waiting for the rest of his team. Says he didn't see anything, but now it's time for the thrash at least. Sending it forwards and flying.
Cascade, cut off the line.
It did indeed. And now that flank timing, it pays off massively. Right from behind, but they need to kill at least the crucial targets. It's kiNgg who's got this pit state. Right back up, Aspas into the back sight.
Lovely reaction here to fight aggressive in the post plant.
And Leaf knows it. He's got to try and back away here. There's the 3 players that he's being accosted and assailed onto a position. Aspas, this guy is deadly. Just trying to run them all the way down. They flipped the map almost entirely. Time ticking.
They've left kiNgg, and kiNgg can actually defend the defuse.
The time is ticking. kiNgg still with a snake bite. Pit will fall. I think they've done enough, surely. Positioning out of nowhere. Hunter's Fury. Forced out of Com. He doesn't even know if he doesn't have it. Lockdown for the post.
Yeah, you're looking to try to use lockdown here for the retake, but Lev will try to deny it. Aspas is already on top of screens.
Yeah. Finding forwards.
So G2, they need to be investing Harbor here to even... Oh, I was going to say to get the lockdown into position, but they choose a passive one.
Used in kind, pound for pound. Respect going to be shown.
Yeah, and this doesn't get G2 the space that they're looking for. Everyone on Lev is still going to be on site here. This Harbor has got to be massive from valyn.
Take it back up again once more. Reckoning has to clear its way through here, but a stun's connecting. Comms there, spray not quite online for kiNgg. Still Aspas high ground, backs himself away. Putting this one into the 3v3. Already Nano Swarm deaded off. Icy on the defuse.
The Nano Swarm
with the wingman. It did miss, but denying at least the wingman still. They got to know the wall. The position have to be guarded. The G2 surely doing it. No way! Probably stacked though from G2.
And disguised as well, because they didn't see anything with the drone.
Completely dodged it. Leaf. Oh, slight awareness there, just in time. Brings down Tex. Still that ult. Will find the target into the corner of the site. Still evading that one for valyn. Nano Swarm's causing some issues. Vulnerability as well as that. Aspas forced to retreat, and a call to pivot is made. JonahP surely going to be hearing some of this one now and expecting at least some presence. But does he know where these players are coming from? Getting that game of timing.
Yeah, both so quiet here, the Vipers.
Footsteps though, heavy presence by Mazino, running his way along. He's going to be confident making the call, but doesn't know if they've already at least got themselves around. Vulnerability applied by the snake bite, forcing at least him off the spike plant.
Com and kiNgg could both win the round independently here.
Comes down to it.
Mazino's got no help.
Mazino, he still can't get this plant down. kiNgg finds it, plucks him out, but the Hunter's Fury will follow it anyway.
Unusual position for someone to get caught by that. And look at this. Com going for the same flank he just went on again.
Just flanks on flanks, Com.
The school of always be flanking.
Exactly, this time switching it up here, but Mazino already rips away the life of Leaf. Trent follows it up onto aspas, still 2v2, damage done. Wingman defusing, they can free up their guns now, they can watch this one in a different direction, and Com forced to reveal himself. Dart, it's there. Still the onus being onto G2, but for now, Com is not on the position, and Icy knows it, sticking it.
Do something completely different. Almost looking like that pistol round play, I think it was, where they B-split.
Yep, same strategy it looks like being employed. It's going to be walls up in their face. A lot of footsteps. Don't have B main control. Ults flying forwards. That's a thrash. Going to be getting that connection. Tex is blinded. It's going to be isolated here. Revealed up by this dart. Lev really looking like it might be falling to pieces, but Aspas is so aggressive already. They didn't expect him onto that kitchen angle. Blade Storm ripped out.
And this is the win condition for Leviatán. Get aggressive, get active with aspas.
How do they find the rest of these kills? JonahP just trying to play his life. The rest of G2 moving together. Thrash. Round 2 this time. kiNgg. A few shots fired. They know that he's under there, but how do they fight it out? Is he dealt with? Dropping down. Trade online. 3v3 still. They've got a lot more to clear than that. Wingman on the defuse. Has to be broken. Snake by Shotdown. What game are we watching? What game are they playing? Still gunplay in the works. Already got half, I believe, onto it. Aspas! Not enough with the blade storm. Pulls back anyway. Fox in the pen. This man could really just eat them alive. kiNgg seeking to delay. Distraction being called. Wingman plant. Surely not being stopped. Final bullet eventually does it. G2 seeming to win this one out, and Aspas now has to become that difference maker. Too many targets. He just can't quite land the shot. Full reload has to be committed. He has done the damage, but no kills collected. Lev finally turning up the heat. But it's answered right back at them. Doubled up and come forward. And a heavy fight taken. Dizzy, he's going to be pre-fired here, but Aspas is going to be blinded up. Mazino, that supportive element, just firing down and raining down the bullets at the Phantom, enough to bring down Leaf. Pushing them back though, with Aspas falling.
Drone denied. They've got to be very worried about these kind of positions. Super possible that Lev could have inserted another player over towards jail. This is going to take time off the clock, but Mazino is going to be so expected here.
Drone cleared. Mazino already pushed up. Yeah, G2, we're just waiting for somebody to just walk right into the crosshair placement.
Yeah.
Texas time, apparently. 2 shine, potentially, but he's missing the shots. Doubled up side by side, him and Com. Com's just trying to get him out of here. Still, bullet tags in play. Enough to slow down Trent, but a spike has been retrieved and now ferried back over towards B.
This round is the personification, if you want to put it like that, of individualism versus the team play. Lev just taking it in turns to take that hero play fight, while G2 shut them down. 3v3 though.
Down against the box, Wingman. Gonna be broken, bullets. Firing through, not enough to deny. G2 are getting released themselves into the post plan here. At least the advantage for Lev is that they do have some guns, but they've got to get a move on now. Icy realizing he's got no util to his name, so he might as well try and take the fight forward. It's caught by G2. Giving this one up from the Lev side.
Com's in position to ult this.
He's playing relatively further back here. Wingman getting the plant down. Out and over. Dart. This plant coming down. Not going to be trying to flip back into this one, but finally with the ults now. Into the back of the side. Trent! Not able to get the one before he's eventually brought down. Everything offloaded now. Overwhelming. Seeing if they can try and fight this one. Thrash has to be respected though. It does pave a bit of a way and place for G2 to potentially win this one, but they're losing the gun duels. Slight tap from Mazino. Just Icy and JonahP left though to really stave this one away, and guess what? JonahP is nowhere near. Slow is out in the open. They're not hiding their intent, are they? Making a lot of noise up and over towards the A side. Com gonna let loose at least with a few straight bullets, but the positions are being at least found here from a few of these players. JonahP finally claimed and taken out, but traded towards the back there by Com. He's doing a significant amount of damage to them, but leaves it into a 2-on-2 rifle. Advantage here for Lev, but it is being whittled down to just this. Aspas versus Trent. Any upgrade inside for Trent. He's going to be repositioning. Swap of the gun. No reload necessary for Aspas, but he's just trying to sniff out where Trent is, and he's lurked himself around the back. Missing each other. Ships in the night. Updraft. And now that spots it. Oh, Trent! He can't hit it. Can't claim it. Pistols out in play. Tech's got to respect that one with a Nana Swarm, but not expecting it for aspas. They should have the util to clear this spot out. The reposition of Mazino, punished in the moment, but not before he was rewarded with just the one. Dizzy has to be broken, indeed it is. King's still there, but the dart reveals it. And now his position quickly swarmed upon with a wingman to supplement all of it. Pick your targets and choose them wisely still. 3 versus 3. It's nice. Fury for Trent.
Yeah, it's nicely done there by G2 clearing out yellow, but now they need to
use it. He's trying to punish a drone that he heard from just the middle of the gut of the map, but he's not getting any tags.
That's a wild play to go for.
It really is. Just off of hearing the drone being used.
At the same time, though, they couldn't have done anything in that time period anyway, because they're waiting for JonahP's fuel to come back up. They need that next cycle before they can commit to any kind of plant.
Aspas is ready to meet them head on. He's still got an updraft as well.
He's definitely going for this updraft.
Yeah, enemy AC 130 about to kick off. As the wall's there, right round the side, hunting for them, picking them to pieces. JonahP stands his ground. Few seconds left to spare, but not enough to win the round. It's lost in the moment here for G2. A few ults. Calling for a refight. Reckoning here. Snakebite dropped. Cove as well. Could this be punished, G2? With an opening onto King. A few bullets spraying him down and praying for Mazino. Rewarded. High Tide cuts its way across here. Even with the drone and attack. Flank approach from Aspas. He's right there behind them, seeking to claim at least any people here. Trying to jump spot. Thinks it's clear.
Yeah, he's missed it. But Aspas held back by the alarm bot.
As the wall fades down, so do the chances. G2, how have they got that?
In the midst of all the chaos, Aspas cloud bursted off
30 seconds
the alarm bot, but now he's got to get past the turret.
And there seems to be that level of awareness. Leaf dropped, plant down and online. The positioning now tucked its way across, updraft. At least the dash used to cut his way through and over, watching for the top position. They know he hasn't dropped off just yet.
He's not thinking about Trent.
Trent just holding for it. Holding for it. First signs of it. He's deciding what the decision-making might be. Thrash. Is he going to claim a target? Any available player that might be sitting there, but it just clears out the side. Making sure that they can take this one. Nana swarms. So he gets the delay again with the pit. It's going to be dropped down, and this creates some murky territory for Lev to try and fight their way on and through. King wants to take the battle straight to them. Lockdown, though, it's all being layered now by G2 to try and win this one out with the ults that they've got. They need respect has to be shown by Lev. They have to back, but they don't really have an exit strategy. Not for King at all. He already dropped down onto the site.
This has ticked a lot of time off the clock. Aspas is on the flank again, but I think he just broke turret.
Hand down.
I think he's going to be too late here. This is so tough.
Cove up and over. Where's the pit? Still there. Active onto the side, but Texas brought himself around. Are they just trying to buy the time, like you said, for Aspas onto this flank? Potentially dropping down, seeing it and spotted though. Doubled up in the lower sections of rafters. And Leaf claiming all of these spots and position. I mean, Aspas forced to reveal himself there. It was an easy kill. He couldn't quite give it up. Dart through and around. JonahP still wins that.
Against that individuality. Breaking that drone drove them into A, but it hasn't. They're going for the B-ring. What is that? The double kill?
I mean, he just lets the rifle rip, and it sings true. Connection onto 2 unlikely targets. Here, forwards, dart. It's going to be broken and backs away from it. He realizes it, that he's potentially made the defining play for the round. Wall up and through. Leaf. What is that?
The slow timing is absolutely killing G2 here. Lev can now unload that war chest we were talking about, and there's 20 seconds left.
The spike's got to be planted over here towards B. Hunter's Fury, I mean, maybe mistimed there by Kong, a bit of a tap from Trent. Again, they've got to force these players out wide, but the Lev not really giving them anything at all. Tip-tap with the toes and the dancing around all these possible places. 9 seconds left, and with that, that's surely going to seal it. To be in. Real weird. Aspas. You can play forward here, at least with the drone, but how did G2 clear him? The answer is
barely. Quite had the line of sight, but Trent's going to clear it.
He's watching it. Might see the gun, might see the gun. He hops up onto it, but he was low enough. All it took was the one. Com is stuck here. Mosh pit. Forcing them back and away. Has to be the double face. Icy deals with it, but King is immediately there. Top section of pipes. And he responds with the trade. 2 versus 3 here for G2. Now, slow and steady as it goes, they are forced into a difficult spot. Contact plays. And King, good awareness from him. He's going to drop down this pit. Locks it all out. Funnels them directly into Tex.
30 seconds
but Tex doesn't win it. Should have been a slam dunk for him. Cove up. This will be a safe plant up. Now King, feeling like he really needs to take the fight to them. Reckoning is going to be forced out. Just to make sure that they get that peace of mind. It's going to be used equally on either side. Mazino using it, but they can't quite spot these players. And where are the golden trails, kiNgg?
Last player
They both fall.
Harbor v Harbor.
Mazino versus valyn. Cascade forwards. And again, how many of these rounds have come down to these minute timings? It's all about who takes the fight first. valyn, surely going to imagine it's got that advantage. Code needs to be bursted, and you can afford to stick this to a degree. Mazino!
He has to swing so wide to get an angle onto JonahP. Just fearless from aspas.
Now Lev should know it, surely. Ah, not broken. kiNgg was spotted out with that one. Tagged up. Gives Trent that easy kill. They can hear it though, the util being offloaded. Places it down, no plant in sight. Different spot for it, locked down. It's going to be utilized here by Lev. They want to clear this one out and away. G2 though, they have to refight, and they know it. Forward to the right for spraying. All of them down. Mazino, he hasn't been taken care of, but at least the lockdown has. And a 2v3. aspas having that high ground position here, gliding forward. Surely they hear it with all of these sound cues, but it leaves it just down to him, the star player. Make something out of nothing. A magic moment is necessary in these positions of G2. They won't give them anything. Look at this, jumping around. Come through. And so that's exactly what they're going to be doing. Fighting them forwards. Dizzy doesn't actually connect here. The kill found. aspas doesn't get out of there. Thrash, Hunter's Fury. It connects with the Mazino. The Thrash will clear. Give them that peace of mind. Com. It's a high ground position, and he needs the value, but that double peak, there was inevitable really there for him. valyn ripping the head clean off. Tex and kiNgg forced to do the most in this spot here, but with G2 in the post. I see you shaking your head, Josh. You already know it's done and dusted.
It certainly looks like it. Icy's even got that second wave of Thrash, but Tex opening things will certainly help. A little bit of spam there.
But like you said, it's the second wave of the Thrash. What have they even got to deal with this one? Moving forwards with the mosh pit to Entertainment in the corner. There's nothing you can do here, kiNgg. You'd have to pull out a miracle. A lot of the util has been pulled out, but the time ticking away now with the spike. Kills unafforded. No easy access to them. Someone's going to get on top of this one. Tex with the defuse. Sticking now. Half hurt. But with kiNgg dropped.
No way.
Tex! No way!
They're going to drone. They're going to high tide. Keep this one safe. With the nano swarms popped, now they can send in the plant, fairly safely.
G2 didn't have anything for this one. Vulnerability applied to Com.
Yeah,
any more util? Shockey's missing. Yeah. G2 not choosing to opt into a bit of a flood defense, instead just waiting it out.
But getting aggressive with their positioning, and this I think is the key.
Making sure that they can fight them. Dizzy getting that connection onto at least the two of the players, missing the shots. Comes down to these fights and how you take them together. G2 making sure that they just try and fight this one here, but valyn gets caught just a slight off angle, not aware of the top nest position. 1v2. It's JonahP. Wants to try and clutch this one up with the util flying forwards in his face. No one was shy of the mark for JonahP. He's forced to stick it. The best of 5 would be fantastic for them.
valyn does not want to go quietly here.
Not quite at all. Trying to not make a repeat of what happened on to Binds. No easy kills. Given over to Mazino. Tagged up by the drone. He's forced to evacuate and back away, but there's a heavy presence from Lev. They're stacking this one. Numerous bodies. Be a tall tale for G2 if they want to try and even take this one. With the alarm bot broken, they know that someone's playing close here. Rapid pings from either side.
I mean, look at the gamble from Lev. They're just stacking all of their players to the A defense. Now, doubts start to creep into their mind. Could there have been some kind of B lure? But I think that recon just got broken. I believe Com sent the recon, and as soon as it got snapped off, Lev now
pulls them back.
Yeah, thinking about this being a re-hit for sure.
They've got the right stack. It could just come down to the guns again.
And this is where G2's slow play does tend to hurt them.
35 seconds. If Com even gets 1 or 2 in this spot right here, could just win the round and win the map. The util's broken. Dizzy dealt with. Still forward! Com sprays down 2 of them as easily as that. With the wingman sent forwards, flying forwards, kiNgg, he deals with it with deft hands still. Tex is there, reset of the aim, 1v1! And another... No. Up, contacting. Nade will rebound, back towards the pillar. Tex has to respect this one, but kiNgg, maybe not so much. Might have different ideas of things, but inside the smoke, just making sure that he dominates this position. Holds it for his team. Eventually, this will fade away, and he does have to back up.
And previously, we were talking about Lev needing to win at least 1 pistol, but actually now it feels like G2 need to keep the streak going.
been the major advantage for them. At least get themselves into the plan. Snakebite is good. Paranoia sweeps its way through and does get onto 3 of the players. valyn, that was through the smoke. Seeking to fight this one. 2 for nails. How the fight's going over towards Waterfall. Mazino just holding it down, but did not expect Icy to be pushed up back onto that line of side angle.
Well, it's another one for G2 by the look of things. Yeah. Common Tex have got it all to do here. And really picking up Icy, and there's still time to contest.
But it is running short. Running their way through. Yeah, I mean, when it gets ticking like this, give it up.
It's almost impossible, isn't it?
Remaining.
So the pistol round here for G2. Part of
the momentum from happening. You do not want to allow these G2 players to win this round, get themselves out to a big lead, and start getting ults online. So they're going to fight over mount control whilst also contacting up towards rubble. This is unusual.
Oh, spotting a jump spot, I believe, from kiNgg. Yeah, and the wall's thin enough that eventually the
door. Put a little bit of pressure over towards A, open the revolving door, and especially now.
Okay, that's a great opener.
30 seconds
now,
left.
That door might just be broken through. Indeed it is. Straight into the B hit. Narrowly avoiding most of that killjoy util too. With about 20 seconds to spare, getting the plant down.
Spike planted.
Mazino still has Paranoia here. And you can open up this revolving door between B and C, Paranoia through, put a lot of pressure onto Jonah.
Jonah.
He's just cycling that.
Right door opens.
No flash used.
Nobody can clearing this? Eventually there. Okay, Mazino. It's good awareness. The C's though. Does land. TP to disjointed, at least disconnected. Tex on walkabouts. Trying to put at least a few of these players down that are just holding the ground down into the post. Doubled up now, calling a fight together. G2. There's no hesitancy with the way that they're playing that one. kiNgg. Tap. Forced to break it. They know he's not sticking it.
What a beginning for G2 again. Icy coming out with a crucial double and a great call to take the fight.
Start running away from it. Or running away with it, at least the map pick.
Lev are going to look to play proactively on the opposite side of the map, anticipating Icy to be playing for ult orb, or perhaps G2 just to be playing for rubble.
These players are cleared, right? Nade rebounds, Satchel as well. Yeah, pretty standard clear here.
Very solid. kiNgg's going to try to work his way forwards to this smoke and see if he can put some pressure on G2, but these are normally the rounds, or the times in the round rather, where G2 called the pause, and kiNgg notices that, finds a peek and grabs Icy.
Okay, gets out as well. Timing's being caught and captured. The players are dropping in. It's a 2 versus 2 with a spike in the middle of nowhere. kiNgg, 13 health, has to back away, thinking the position was at least going to be pressured and pushed back. JonahP still watchful, one eye on it. The timing taken through the smoke could be everything, but it looks like kiNgg not really interested in it. Sheriff in hand! And a bit of whiffage from valyn, it is everything. It hands over the rifle and puts all the pressure now onto JonahP. Yes, the plant is down.
It actually didn't hand over the rifle. Mazino didn't go for it.
Assuming maybe that it was already doubled up. JonahP, snappy, not expecting it, but Mazino! Just
see, he knows that there's about to be a showstopper in his face, but there's nothing he can really do about it.
I see.
The only goal here for Tex defending is live.
There's no way he gets anything there. I mean, no damage done, no kill here either. Flood attempt potentially caught by Lev. Lockdown has to be used. Now that the util's flying forwards, careening into the site. Still might look to try and fight. Icy tucks himself inside the orb. Posture in a position here for Lev, knowing that Mazino, really somebody was going to be seeking to reposition and maybe survive those final moments, but 2 players detained. It's slowed down even further by Lev on the retake.
2
nano swarms.
That's a brutal mistake from Leviatán. You know, it's not like they would be...
They're hearing these footsteps, kiNgg. This is risky paranoia. Sweeps through, and now the fight is called here, at least by them. Lev, they want to try and collapse onto these players. That was the signal they were looking for. Tex gets acknowledgement at least that his position is being pushed here by Leaf, but the rest of his team, G2, still sticking around towards A, but not for much longer. Backing away now.
How do Lev get this information? It's just Com face checking. Doesn't use any utility, and Com's just potentially won the round for them there with that little peek up. He knows that rubble's clear, all of that smoke pressure was fake, and Lev instant rotating over towards C, helping Tex out. And there's no big ults here to rip C away. They should be able to hold.
Heavy stack, Aspas is already there, laying in wait. Out for the back, and Nano Swarm shouldn't be winning that fight out, but eventually it's going to be tearing into pieces, just trying to get themselves a foothold in and through. Trent Wins that fight. Aspas still one away from this. Oh, but time running short as well. All he needs is the one. Can't quite get it. It's instead kiNgg the IGL. Pushing him back and away with the satchels. Damage. Bullets flying forwards along with the util. Very little chance. Paranoia, I think, being set up here in the hands of Mazino. Potential for the fight. As soon as someone takes contact.
What?
And how the hell does he get his head ripped off there? Mazino doesn't let it loose, not with the paranoia, not with the flash to try and re-peek and fight this one, despite the players being in position, but maybe now is the time to strike. Sends it flying forwards, near-sighted! Doesn't matter for JonahP. If you're going to take the fight like that.
Poison's off.
It feels like Aspas and Tex are still around this front B main area though, so G2 might not want to commit to B this easily. They don't actually have info in that many places around the map. But from what we can see, they're in a great position to just win.
Horn has to be broken.
30 seconds left.
Leaf is going to be aware of this one. Tucking himself tight to the corner. G2, where are you ending? I mean, time becoming a bit of a problem here when Aspas is in position still with this Leaf, though. Tucks it away! No way! Aspas! He's in a 1v2. Satchel to evacuate and around, but Aspas has got the read immediately. Double satchel plays. Rocket flying forwards just to clear the corner, expecting that Heaven was already howled and found on it already. So they know this is going to be committed, but you don't have weapons. It feels odd. Overextending your hand, using the resources, not thinking long-term with this map so far.
And even if the Nightfall...
Whoa, okay,
Wait a second.
I mean, it goes back and forth, at least with the guns in their hands. But still, the pit hasn't been dislodged. Still, Mazino taking the fight! And that is explosive. Erupting into the back of the site, making sure that he can pave the way to at least a chance of success in the pit. Aspas is creeping forward slowly. JonahP lets it drop down now, but his position is known. Noted. Snakebite rebounds round. Mazino! What a time to come alive. What a playmaker. Doesn't expect the position of valyn, though. Takes him out there, bullet to the side. Maybe seeing both of these players just drop to the side. kiNgg using his ult, but he's out wide in the open. Way ahead of it before it even blooms and blossoms, and valyn has been handed the perfect chance and opportunity
to walk into Aspas.
Hasn't left off-angle position.
That's lovely.
More than favored into the fight. Nightfall's going to be committed here. Probably sound cue is going to be cut away along with the trails. Tex going to be concerned with this one. There's going to be a Prowler just latching onto him from the side. So, cut away. Used in kind with the util. Paranoia sweeping through and around. Not aware of it, JonahP. Almost making magic out of the moment. Professor in action, but eventually gone. 2v2 now. Nade rebounds. Got to be aware of this one. It could be that peak timings, and all comes down to the fight. 1 versus 1. kiNgg cannot deliver. Money is awful. Again, reliance on Aspas, but maybe they can turn it with this one. A rubble fight that might go their way in the direction.
Aspas further back.
Yeah, with the rifle. Boombot's got to be broken. Here it is. They're trying to bait him and switch him up. No one taking it, though.
Worried about Leaf going for that lurk over towards B, and now Aspas, he leaves.
Heavy posture. They're forcing these fights out wide into the open. Now kiNgg is really isolated into his position. If he can even take one of them away, maybe there's a chance. But with him falling, surely the chance is scattered to the winds. You two are going to be able to get this plant down. Not the most ideal of post-plant scenario. Still, keep the rifles out. Door opened up. Hello! Seen something like that before. Mazino. This guy just seems to just be creating blessings out of thin air. And now the heat's being turned up. G2, got to be worried about this one. You're losing grip and reality of the round itself. It's not going your way. valyn pressing forwards and around. Can win the fight out. Can hit the shot. And
Get the
he sees to the fade. It's the only thing he can do.
If the Prowler catches... Oh, they just send it into B.
Yeah, they want to send it. Okay. Nobody going to be holding close then. No casualties. Prowler not going to be dealt with here. So IC is going to be cut away from all signs of life, though. And a rocket. A gamble that pays off. And the price is blood.
And they take down Mazino, who's been a menace for them recently. And that lockdown should not survive.
Yeah, that is a very aggressive lockdown. Lev misplacing some of these critical ults that they were going to try and use to retake. Aspas still has the rocket available, one of his own.
He has to go for it here, and they know. That's why they're inside the smoke, ready to fight.
Trying to fight him forwards here as he's satcheling! Aspas! 2 down and dropped. And now maybe it's a path to victory. To seize and an Anastorm. All going to be overlaid and overlapped here. Not taking their time with this one, but ticking away.
So little time.
Yeah, very little time. Com has to stick this one, has to defend it. Has to defend it! And Lev deliver. And Lev are on the verge, really, of making this more than a good round. TP's forwards as well. They're trying to seek to take control of this one. Mazino dropped up in their faces. Aspas will not be able to get out of there.
And now, with Aspas gone, no counter for the lockdown. Com's going to try it, though.
He's going to try and go for this one. It's only a box, really, that stands between him and a few of these bullets. kiNgg taking a peek. Nobody watching for that angle. Should get detained, surely. You think and imagine.
He's got to get out. Uh-oh.
He's not out. In fact, he's going to be TP'd upon. So there's a player. No defense in sight there for kiNgg.
Cover going out.
And there should be G2 getting up to 8. Lighter weaponry, but all the options to play post-plant setups. Not a great plant.
Not a great plan and not great health either. So there are still chances for Lev. But when they win that one out, suddenly those chances fall into the wayside here. Com is left into a real impossible task. It's a 1v3 and waterfall control.
And all the way up on the jiggle peak.
And a punish inside, a punish inside! Squandered!
I mean, Tex is going to be jeered at by the other side there. But he had a great idea. They just can't win on these pistol rounds, man. Lev have got an uphill battle now again. They haven't won one of them in the series so far, and now they have to convert a 4v5.
A lot of respect, though, showcased by G2, this positioning here. Just anticipating they're going to contact all the way up. Paranoia. Good connection, at least, onto the two players. Enough to stop them and enough for the refight to be called, but they might just be getting bitten through into the side. Satchel. Icy has to evacuate and back his position. It's being noted and found out, picked apart and pulled apart. Out towards the back of that side. Lev, in the midst of all of this one, have found themselves an advantage. kiNgg with the plant now as well, into the back of the side. A right click from Leaf, reload, plenty of time, but eventually with a punish. JonahP dropping down.
Delayed haunt there over the top from G2 as it lights up. Not comboed with any reclear strategy though, and broken very quickly.
G2 willing to give them the space. Backs away to it. They know that the buy is going to be weaker here for Lev. Bit of a pre-fire, but Mazino didn't have the gun for it.
He's just wandering in.
Yeah, I mean, he's all the way in. Look at this guy, Nade.
Like he got invited.
Ricocheting and rebounding forwards, pushing the players, backing out of the position. G2 going for a reclear of their own. Paranoia. Forwards again, it's close quarters in action. Paranoia's not going to do anything there.
Yeah, good trade,
take a fight against the player.
Good trade. At least it was doubled up, right?
JonahP onto this flank. Good movement and awareness, but the shot not landing here for kiNgg. Snake bites. Offloaded on either side. kiNgg finally maintaining that composure. 2v3. 2v3 becoming just down to the one. Trent versus 2. Does have the rifle. Not planted for them. Worth saying, but with the door opened up, kiNgg's going to be taking the first contact. Rebounding, and with the horns. Full cacophony of util, all going to be expended. Aspas still holding it with the rocket. No one's going to be giving him anything at all.
The util is just so good for Lev to push these G2 players back. All of the space taken.
I'll say, Nightfall went out. Didn't actually get any connection, so...
My ultimate is ready.
G2 don't have to worry about that ult now when they're playing for this retake.
But also, Lev don't have to worry about the flood defend, and the Paranoia used so much earlier just to clear out space that was gained by the Nightfall.
And that pulls out the pit. We're going to have that one to work through. Act as a bit of a buffer now as the retake starts to come through. G2 are here. A few bullets will do it. Com. Not much more than that one. Still ripping them away. It's Aspas. Just spraying them all down here. 2 left to stand this one in G2. You know, as moment, Lev, finding it difficult to get any sort of foothold or any sort of sight.
Leaf could just rip the lockdown here.
Yep, and with 26 seconds to go, already decision is going to be made. Lockdown emanating out. No kill to be found out towards tree, but the trade is intact and on point. Lev still trying to fight over this one. The players are going to get detained. They are way overstaying their welcome. And there's a detainment. 2 locked down. They have to be defended from these tree players still. In the middle of all of it, they get the plant down into the post. And somehow no one else falling. Boom, but the Paranoia a little bit too low for it. Tap onto it by Icy. kiNgg holds his ground down. What a shot to hit. Icy half onto it already. Onto the defuse. Nightfall forwards. No more sound cues. And you have to play this one forward. Mazino. Icy. Reclear called with the wall up now by Lev. Sending that haunt flying forwards. Trent has got ahead of all of it here, but he can't quite land those shots. Just trailing the bullets away. Is he aware of it? Not quite. Mazino already crept forwards. Caught the timing ahead of them. It's chaos now in a camp of G2 as they're seeking to, if they can shore up the defensive, they don't really know where these players are actually going to be landing.
Left.
But the B side seems to be the goal. Icy still has the nade. don't think there's any possible position where he could deny this one.
Spike planted.
Satchel first, though. Door opens up. Refight attempt by G2 and in through heaven. Everyone being down. Icy, Rocket, denied out from the one and done, but they cannot.
Would be an amazing round for Leaf to have an Odin, but he's not gone for it.
No. Third out here, at least with a Nana Swarm. A lot of damage done to Aspas. 39 health. They've been dropped down too. Door shut down in their faces. Has to be reopened again. Now for the lockdown to be committed. It will clear out the site. G2 have no plans, protocols in place to try and break this one.
Yeah, but everybody's going to be ready to go for a flood defend.
Cover going out.
And they're in position for it. Already a smoke pops up the one side. Lancel online, Satchel's through, past and beyond the nade. Sees, dodged and avoided. G2 are being delayed into this one. Waves of util sent forward. Stair position gained and granted. Aspas is taking risks when he's on such low HP. And a critical kill at that. Icy, fall and door open wide. But where is this plant even going for? He can stick this one again. Trent, half onto it. What denies this one? Nanoswap broken. Sticking! Another one! Stolen from the grips of these players and valyn. He's up the orb. Aspas now. Satchel laid down along with the rocket. A paranoia miss! TP though, evacuation pushing forwards and back, and still shuts him down.
What an outplay!
Ridiculous stuff from valyn.
But they've still got the
30
site.
seconds left.
Icy wasn't able to hold his ground and play off the back of his IGL's maneuver. This plant though, it ain't great for Lev. G2 do not have that paranoia to be able to work with. Whoa, that is a... Was that pre-done damage already? I think.
Not too sure.
Based on the spam.
Either way, it's getting precarious and dangerous for Com. Leaf worried about the flank now. Lay it down for the turret, but we know there's nothing of the sort still.
He got
beaming
caught.
down, the players up top into the box. Com, he's definitely low enough. Now, and there's a snake bite right at the back of his feet. It's always the ones you're not looking for that don't get you in a bad plan. G2 up to 12.
Why are you playing Mound?
Inevitable.
How are you going to find success there playing Mound?
Assuming they've got their grip onto it. Lev calling for a pause, but now with the util flying forwards, it's already indicated that they need it. G2, aware of the fact that they're going to be trying to play for this one. TPs have to be used. valyn, full evacuation, gets himself out of there. Again, another planned situation, this time out into the corner. valyn going for some spam onto that spot, counter spam as well onto either side, but at least the plant is down, and this is playable from the mound position.
Yeah, much better post-plant. Now that the plant is better itself.
Nade has to be dodged around. Sees though, there was that connection. Aspas, he can't hear any of these sound cues. Doesn't know if the players are going to be quickly approaching that position. Looking around, heads on swivels. They haven't cleared Aspas. Smoke, drop down. JonahP, he's plucking apart the teammates right now in the insurance policy that is Aspas. He has to get traded, and he does. G2. It's overwhelming.
One for Victor Wembanyama. Not really necessarily one for Jet.
Molly into the smoke though. Mazino won't be able to play through this one, but Icy revealed. Almost dropped down here, at least into the single digits of hell with the right click in that angle. Get the hell out of here. Still shock darts offloaded into the tight corners. Dash from Aspas will not be evading that one. Call to fight by G2 is a good one.
Another pistol looking like it's going to go their way.
Spike planted.
Had the vast majority of them in this series, but Tex is going to try. And he's managed to find one and escape. There was a possibility there for JonahP and Trent to try to trade that. It did not come through. Trent just going for an info peek and almost wins the round out.
At some point, he's got to show them no respect. Tex will have a decent go at things. Flash is a little bit off there in terms of the peak timing, but time's running short. Got to get a move on if you're Tex. Don't have any chance of winning. Your win cons narrowed down. At this point, you're just playing for the KDA.
Yeah, that's all the Tex can do in this spot. You know, getting that lockdown to save those concerns for the next half, put a pin in it, and take a look at how G2 play this one.
No way!
Amazing the re-clear with the bounce flash.
The players all just collected up together, lined them up, right for the taking. valyn,
Player standing.
he's going to put down a disadvantage that his team has got, but at this point, too little, too late. Leaf, looking up. Com taking all, but okay, 2 rifles handed over, and the spike dropped down, and they're doubled up together.
And they're finding a timing to the back of Leaf's head.
There it is. Peace of mind there. Now here comes the dart. Hunter's Fury, Aspas in his position. Spotted out up. Trent can't evade it.
What a prediction.
Beautiful work by Trent. Just sending the Hunter's Fury sky high, and there's all the value you could really ask for. Door Shut down in your face, Mazino. Won't be able to spray that one down here. G2 be able to get this plant now.
And thus activates Leaf on the lurk. He's got no killjoy utility to have to worry about.
Paranoia delaying. A lot of players tuck themselves deep into hell.
It's just to buy time for Leaf.
It really is. And Leaf got a bit of insurance policy. He's taking the sweet time of things. Might even be missing one of his own. Finally jumping up right behind. And the hit comes through. Damage done. Taking away the lives and away from them. It's a feed that's filled with... He's the one who's going to be making the play right back. The dart's not dealt with. Tucks him away and he's just out in the open. Ready for the Odin to spray him down and take him out. Anchoring players are being afforded those chances. There is that TP. Quick pivot now. The reinforcements have arrived with a dash deep in. But here's the pivot again. G2 are calling for it. They want to fight into the back of the site. They know exactly what's going on.
This is lovely stuff. Great call by valyn. Realizing that aspas has already gone for the flood, they pivot and go over towards A. There's nobody home. This one should be free.
G2, they love to play plays like this to pivot away. I mean, Leaf, his sole job is done, even if he gets the kill. kiNgg still trying to hold on to control of A main. Pretty good read of things with Com taking that deep lurk timing, so now they know that it's all landing over towards A. Let's see if it affects them, though. With them losing trent, they're running into the stack. They're running into the stack. In for the smoke. What a shot by aspas. That's a difficult one to hit. Paranoia sweeping forwards. Hunter's Fury collects and collides into the players. Leaving it just down to valyn at through. Smoked across. Here's the lockdown. What do you have to remove this one? Aspas really going to be overstaying himself here. Surely he's got to get out of there. Doesn't want to use the dash. Wants to save it for the next wave of things. Speaking of it, waves emanating out here with an old command. Gives G2 access to it. No more abilities, utility to be used. Not for the flood attempt. Not by Lev. They have to take this pause.
There are 3 players in B main.
Paranoia waiting for valyn. Looks like they want to really fight over this one as soon as they see some signs of life. But who's going to be taking the contact? Let's it loose anyway. Just delaying them. Lev running out of time here. Getting down to the final moments of really what makes it even possible to try and play this one retaken. But the smoke's dropped up in their faces. There's no fights to be given freely. It's tooth and nail in terms of the approach. They just can't quite get themselves into it. And the fight's taken by valyn. He'll step up to the challenge. There's that util. Anything ready for him? There it is. Over and atop. This aspas rips away the head of JonahP.
Hey, how's Leaf got into this spot? This is ridiculous.
Oh no, looked all the way up mid. I mean, he broke the alarm bot years ago right now. He's right there behind them. Aspas turns away for but a moment. It's all that Leaf needs.
It's all on kiNgg.
kiNgg looking this way, that way, doesn't know which way to really try and contend and contest with all of this push. An attempt against him somehow comes out with 2. And leaves it to the rest of his team.
And this sets Tex up for the flank. He's so quick into Gelato. He's going to be behind them almost as soon as the plant goes down. Com just has to survive.
Com not getting caught. It's a lockdown already. Orchestrating this positioning. Tex has revealed it. It's going to be pushing them back in away into the corner. There are safe spots that G2 can play within.
Oh, he's gone down.
Tex has just dropped.
1 enemy remaining.
It's down just to Com. 1v1. valyn already with the smoke propped up. And his plant is so damn difficult. Com suspects it. That's got to be broken. Tanks the hit. valyn repositioning now. Bring around the rosies. A tap from Com. Baits it out, but valyn maintains the cool and now knows it. Calls the bluff entirely. And with that, he wins the round. Com running away with a tail in between his legs.
Oh, the poor way.
Paranoia. We'll get that latch there onto aspas, pushed out of the smoke. Just from the nade, it's Tex. Takes a little bit of a peek and also takes the head clean off the shoulders. valyn will be able to stand up to this one now. And with the weaponry, maybe you can make a decent go of things here if you're Lev. Leaping right in, nobody covering the back. Guy goes for...
I don't think Lev know that.
Sending it flying. Only blessing in disguise. Aspas
no recon
is rotating away. The recon connection potentially there with a Hunter's Fury. Trying to play this one through and through. Icy cannot be cut up and corner out of this angle, but Lev, man! These crossfire setups, picking the right timings in and out of the smoke. With a flash of their own, Lev, they've got the right read on it and more so. Aspas right from behind strikes right where it hurts. Mazino following forwards and through and running them all the way down. There's no chances with only 3 left out open. JonahP not set up for an easy fight and everybody.
Com's done his job.
I mean, it should be, but Lev taking their time with it. Only just getting in. Will be nobody available. Ready and waiting onto the side to try and play spoiler towards it. kiNgg with the plant.
Paranoia, 2 flashes, both available for G2. When does this recon come back online as well for Trent? 22 seconds. They can't wait for that.
To flash. Paranoia at least going to be flying right through them onto the heaven angles here, but now doubled up into hell, dropping down. Icy doesn't want to take the first fight just yet to them. Still with the smoke in their face. valyn is going to be sticking this one. Already got half, and he's earning them just this bailoff, but nobody pushing them off again.
Lose. The pistols and the post plans have been a nightmare. The timing is just off. Standard. Tex is going to try to hold out.
Very deep push. Tex going to contain. Actually does spot a lot of these plays. You are way ahead of the curve right there. Trying to take this fight, and there's a tip-top dance on display. JonahP narrowly avoiding all those bullets. A call to recontest here by Lev.
Yeah, and they know it. They should know it.
They should know it. Trent is out in the open, man.
If they haven't reacted into A, they're definitely going for it.
This is chaotic. This is messy. It's getting muddy.
3 players alive still from Lev, all bunched into spawn. No map.
Walking right into it. They just don't have a clue and still come up with a kill.
I mean, Leaf had already given away that he was playing in that spot.
What is going on?
Lev are just assuming that they've given it up. Look at JonahP behind as well. Full chaos mode for G2.
It is. Jackson of it spots it out with the spike drop down. He doesn't know where the other 2 are. We're going to be finding this one difficult, though. Look at that, just a full takeaway from the flash. Pick it back up, though. Spike in their hands. They have to call to try and clear this player out, which is JonahP just here. Nice movement alongside the aim. Com is able to at least deal with that one, the first obstacle, but there's only 18 seconds left.
G2 are assuming that they have to go A, but there is actually
where are they going?
Time, I think there's enough time for them to be able to go to the B site.
10 seconds.
It's going to be a match.
The door's in their face!
The door's in the way!
Someone open it, man! 6 seconds, 5, 4, barely, maybe. I don't even know.
I think he might have missed it.
Getting into it's a post plant, and it's kiNgg just trying to float right back into this. Icy. It's just one man. What can you do? Blind as a bat. The crossfire setup, Lev already calling for it. They may have just won the round like that. That's on milliseconds. Milliseconds.
Always flanking.
Always flanking. And he's got the perfect timing.
Surely.
Moved all the way around. Icy.
Surely.
Doesn't know what the last is. But on their attack side, the options are limited. Hunter's Fury of Com. This will have to set this one up. And it's a cross-map dart. Dodging away the dance. And dicing with death himself, really, but still being able to supplant himself as the angry player. Leave.
30 seconds
left. He's really overstaying his welcome and somehow still gets the one. Trent has not been removed. 25 seconds left. Flash in his face. That was an attempt to try and set him up. And Mazino's just donated the spike. Mincemeat. One of their own. Mazino's going to be using it. Letting it rip. Moving forwards. For Swino to be a completely cleaned out site. That will be finding that out soon enough.
So now it's down to post-man positioning. People like kiNgg over towards Pizza in this spot.
Did he make a footstep? I'm not too sure when he was dropping down. Let's see if he gets cleared. He's doubled up now. Crossfire setup with him and Com.
Yeah, and Com can kind of distract. It's almost better to play an aggressive angle here for Com.
Okay, we'll let loose. Let loose, valyn! Snaps to the side, 90 degrees in a double face with the updraft. G2 favored now in their approach. Chopping away, slicing out control of the map here from Lev as the smoke fades away. The blades just really whittling and whistling past the heads here. Lev still managing to get it done in the process. It's the 3rd seed heading to Shanghai of our America's representatives. This is going to be explosive. Straight through onto the side. Icy. Confidence there to try and take that peak, and valyn with the punish onto the late rotation.
What is going on here? The spike is in spawn.
Is in spawn.
I thought that...
Oh, I mean, aspas.
This is mad.
It is mad. Madness maybe. Might be the method. aspas still making goes of things here. G2 having to use the drone and expend it just to try and clear out these spots. They've lost a lot of control over towards the A side. Levs still haven't called for a hard committal. Eventually, now making their way over.
Lockdown available here for Tex. Hunter's Fury early, so now they've got a free lockdown.
Okay, I mean, drop down here. We'll see it being utilized. Tex immediately just drops it down. No one can play this one by G2.
Oh, that's a big mistake, I think, from G2. Big mistake. They could have been set up in a great position to flood defend. They had the paranoia, they had the player advantage, but now players have slipped into spots where they won't be expected.
And they got to clear aspas. That's at least step 1 of it. The master plan in action. Tech still holding on to control of tree just in case they try and go for the lockdown retake, but they realize there's really no time for it. Smoke propped up, no one breaks it. valyn sticking, there's no way he does this again. There's just no way.
Oh, not again.
Player advantage be dumped, man. G2 up to 10. Still surviving. They got to hear this one now. A lot of footsteps moving into their general direction. kiNgg always got to narrowly sidestep all of this one, but it could be a great time to just pounce onto everybody. Reload, no! Smoke fades out into the open. And left the spike. Where is it? Drop down into the spawn, for God's sake. Don't have side control. Angry players need to be dealt with. Tex, he swings in, oscillating wildly, backs and forth. Spike still, though, not obtainable. Com getting a move on, getting a run on, 20 seconds left. It really does come down to this. How can he even find this one? Trent tucked close to the corner. Does it get cleared? Plant stuck. Trent ice cold. Doesn't take the peek until this final moment. Enough damage done.
G2 are looking to fight them over A main.
At the end of the day, do advantages even mean anything at all? G2 pound for pound there with a fight and contention. Out over towards A main, forcing out the util. Paranoia was expended by kiNgg, expecting it to be a bit more of a follow-up. Tex creeping and crawling his way up mid. Leaf, though, holding it forwards. Meanwhile, there's a fight happening on multiple fronts. Leaf wins it out in the battle of the timing. Tex just unaware of the fact that that is even a possibility. And it's crumbling again beneath them. Shock darts pushing them back for now, but it's a 2v2 scenario.
Leaf is on the flank. He's so fast. We saw Tex in this position when the sides were
kiNgg, he's pushed all the way past this one. The door's just shut up behind him, man. He's going to have to reload. Trent, chances to capitalize off of all of this ground that is gained. Leaf up and around. Smoke now, propped up in his face.
We saw Tex in the exact same spot. He used lockdown. It didn't work. This time, Leaf is going to go for it.
And Com's just trying to take the fight. Crawls up onto the position. They don't want to go to break this one, but it's a hard one to even find value out of kiNgg. There's so many ways to escape it. Leaf with a tap. Trying to force out this fight and positioning. Waiting for the dart on the first player things. He's revealed, lit up, and it's all dwindled now.
So weak right now if they can get past Trent.
Yeah, the dash is active. That's going to be the signal now. Everybody wants to move forwards with this one here. There's a dart. At least a supplement. Anything to help this one out, but it just goes potentially in the wrong direction there, or at least broken before anybody gets pinged and targeted. Leaf is avoiding the bullets, just ducking and dodging away from this one with the flash to try and carve out any sort of access onto the side. Leaf from the back lines! This guy! He's just ruined them and wrecked them. Pulled apart with only 10 seconds left to spare. The spike has to be planted. kiNgg, he smokes himself off in the position here, but G2 have the numbers advantage. And now they're feeling it. Empowered. They're moving over to B.
Tex just is hovering around at B main with the spike. How is he actually going to get in?
I don't know. It's still being held. The spike's dropped down. Trent, good awareness. Dart dropped down just behind him because he knows that kiNgg is within the vicinity. But how do they deal with this one singular element? kiNgg, the IGL flashed up in his face. He supported util as well. He can't find it. Still a kill is there. Gone with a classic. Don't know where he pulled it from. 3v3. No command. Radiates out. Emanates out. Lev getting a move on now, moving into it, but again the anchoring positions. valyn is here, ready and waiting. And so what is the call? Lev indecisive right now, but still with 50 seconds to spare. They can afford to slow this one down, but they just want to go for it. And G2, they force the issue. The 12th round at this point, they want it. They're hungry for it. Pushed around too much.
Looking for this.
Look at this read.
I feel like Icy's going to get baited into staying in this spot. It's actually not even a great lockdown. It gives them a lot of space to play the defense. They're trying to disguise the fact that they're coming from catwalk, though.
I'm going to take it. Doesn't stop it, though, with the drone. Has to be spotted. Rifle picked up now. Wants to get active. Wants to get into the fight. Face forwards! kiNgg throws his life away, and with it, any chances of the round. The path to redemption and revenge against his 100th Thieves squad in the Grand Finals. It all comes down to this. And desperation on display, I think, from Com, sending it flying forwards at the spike drop down. Every moment going away at G2 here. But when it matters most, they are closing it out.
30 seconds left.
A 5v2. And Leviatán, the super team, trying to climb back with
They need more than that, though. It's only down to one, and it will be shut down. G2!